Hi guys, this is Maria. Welcome back to my channel. So about a month ago, I came back from Serbia, and since then I did a lot of work with my plants. I didn't expect to get so cold so early. It was like first week of October, and we had some freezing mornings with frost and a lot of heavy rain. I wouldn't really move all of the plants, even with the low temperatures, if the water wasn't pouring from this side all the way. You know, we have like, what, more than 10 feet, and the water will just pour all the way to the glass, so it's impossible to protect the plants. And you know that if your succulents are in cold temperatures, you don't want to soak them with water. So I had to get almost everybody inside, which is always the stressful time, the most stressful time of the year. But I wanted to today give you a tour of the plants that are in the living room and the dining room. My dining room, when we have friends over, it's like they're eating in a greenhouse. It's just, there's way too many plants here in the dining room. And some of those specimens got so big, like this Tenicke variegated ficus. I love the color of the leaves. Like, look at that, guys. It's like a painting. And I know that this plant really loved being over there facing east-south, but I had to move it here because there's just too many big specimens that I cannot fit them all. And it's still getting really nice big leaves. So together with this plant, I placed this Sanseveria. I purchased it end of last summer for just a few dollars, and it was three smaller size, medium sized plants, and they each grew few leaves. So I put it in a much bigger pot, and I love how it filled this pot. I love this dark green with a bright yellow, and I think it looks really nice with variegated ficus that also has some yellow and green. So those two plants are facing west. And then here, as every year, I have a lot of my Euphorbias. Look, guys, how much some of these have grown. So this one, if you remember my past videos, this was kind of had like a main stem and two branches. And look at how big all these new growth. But look how tall it is. It's really big. I think it probably needs bigger pot, but I'm not moving it just yet. Then I was really contemplating what I'm going to do with the white ghost, variegated lactea. It has grown so much, and look at how all these branches are now getting new branches. So it's like there is almost like an overlap in some areas, but I just still don't want to cut it. It's just so beautiful. The Melliformis, variegated, expensive imported plant, hasn't really done very much, but I'm glad it's still alive, so it's okay. This is my green Trigona, Euphorbia, and that one is now getting quite big. The red one is probably twice the size, if not more. It's in the conservatory. And then this is the addition that I got this year. And you remember it was just one branch, and look at how many branches it got during this season. And yeah, I put it in a new pot, and I put a little petrified wood with a turtle to stabilize it. I have a zigzag here. I actually just trimmed it a little bit. This is the second time I trimmed it this year because it just had too much stuff going on. Then I have a few Euphorbias. I'm sorry about the kitties meowing. They're hungry. It's their feeding time, so they're impatient to get something. Right, Callie? So there's a few more Euphorbias here. There is one little Enopla cutting that I rooted. Then I have Nuti, one of my Nuti. So this is Nuti, and you can see how it got a really nice codex. And then this is also Nuti that I got just two cuttings this year. And look at how many branches I got. It's crazy big. But I feel like they look different. And I know that people said they're the same, but I'm not sure. Yes, I don't know if there's some kind of difference between them. All right, so there's some beautiful crasulas. Like, look at, guys, how beautiful this is. I love the trunk and full look on the tips. It really looks beautiful. Then I have a little peperomia that actually I lost some of the branches and I ended up putting it in a more shaded spot. So I didn't know that it doesn't like super like exposure to sun. And this was facing south, so I didn't really care for that. There is another, well, this is Pilea peperomia that I propagated, and I think it looks better now because it was really tall. This one hasn't been doing great. I don't know what I'm doing wrong with this one, but it had a lot of dried up leaves. It's still very much alive, but I had to cut a lot of the leaves. Here's another Euphorbia. This is a cutting that I'm currently propagating. One of my aloes. This is a climbing aloe. Just beautiful. I like how I have some darker green colors in one corner, and then I have some variegated plants in that area. Look at this guy, guys. And there is a lot of blooms. And actually, I had to trim it. Look at all these blooms. They're all over the place. So I had to trim it twice already. And I have concluded that I really like all these stringy looking plants when they are shorter. I don't like when they get too long, so I'm going to have to trim it again. I like that compact look and maybe like that height. Then I have my Corpuscularia legmani that I have for years, guys. I have made videos about this plant. It can get quite dried up. And then I have some beautiful Hoyas here. Look at the pink color here, guys, in these leaves. Look at all the pink. And it's actually starting to bloom. I think it's going to be more than one bouquet of blooms preparing. And it has so many branches that probably needed to be propagated. I actually am not good propagating Hoyas, to be honest. So I'm not cutting it. I'm going to see if it gets too big, then I'm going to have to figure something out. And then this is the Kalanchoe plant that I originally got from Emily from Succulent Greenhouse. And if you watch my previous videos, one of the ground squirrels cut it all up. It was chopped like a salad. And I put the cuttings in, and look at that. It recovered. So it actually gets really thirsty, gets dried up leaves quite often, and probably need to water it a little more than I do. All right, so I'll put it back. And then here is my amazing Jade. Oh my gosh, guys. Look at this beauty. And it actually lost a really big branch. I don't know if you can see, like right here, it was a really thick branch that it fell from heaviness during the storm. And in spite of losing that huge branch that had a lot of leaves, it's still really big. I actually decided not to take it to conservatory during the winter time because it's just too big. I cannot part from it. I really love it. Maybe I'm going to have to find a more stable pot for it. So I ended up moving Euphorbia variegated amnek from over there to here because I noticed that it's been getting a very bright green. You see how it's supposed to be more white color, and I think that was indicator of not having enough light, and it probably didn't have enough light facing west, so I decided to place it here on a east-south corner with the hope it's going to get enough light. I have my Albo variegated syngonium. Look at this one, it's actually completely white. I love when they split like this, half-half. I forgot what's the name of this one, but this is one a little bit more rare plant. And look at this cute pot. I got that in Serbia. It's concrete pot that has like cactuses on it. And then there is, of course, my philodendron, guys. If you watch my past videos, I think it's less than a year. This is the original leaf right here that I propagated. It was a little bit of stem with this leaf, and I didn't lose one leaf. There is total of, I think, 12 leaves. Look at the size of them, guys. It's really beautiful. I love this philodendron. And then my string of turtles, I have propagated so many times, and I think a little bit too much because it did actually take a break in growing because I think it was a bit stressed that I harassed it so much. But I think it's recovering because there's a lot of new growth that I'm seeing on it. So, and this plant is not as rare anymore. I keep seeing it in big box stores and it's a pretty good price. I also saw it in Trader Joe's. And what I love about it is really doesn't tangle up like some of the other stringy looking plants. All right, well, let's take a look over there in the living room what I have. I'm just going to turn on the light. All right, well, here is my black raven ZZ plant. It grew actually, I think this branch and this branch is new, so looking really pretty. Then I have some of the Haworthias here, this one Vendetti I think it's called, and then this one here that has a little bit of variegation. And then there is this Peperomia that I don't really know what the name is. Yeah, I think it's cute. My orchid that I don't see getting a bloom this year yet. It usually was blooming for me in December and January and February, but I don't know if it's going to bloom or not. Another Haworthia. If you remember my Peperomia watermelon, it was doing so amazing. It had so much plant here that I decided to divide it. And I actually left only 1/4 of the plant. I divided it into 4 pots and I sold some. And I feel like it's been struggling since. It's definitely still, there is growth in it and it's healthy, but it's not as full and nice. So hopefully it will become full again. I had this one that I bought on clearance for $1, and this little one I bought in Serbia, and I put them together. I think they're so cute. Yeah. And then there is another Euphorbia. I trimmed this one so much. I have a lot of propagations because it just grew so much this year. Another Haworthia. I have become quite a fan of Haworthias, really, guys. This is Gasteria. And then I have my beautiful Sanseverias. These are honestly like weapons. They're so firm and so pokey at the edges that, I mean, you can hurt somebody with these. They're like really firm and strong. And I like how they get like a little, you know, on the edges, like these little curvy edges. It's so cute. Another Haworthia. Has some pups growing and some more Sanseverias. This is some kind of hybrid, Sanseveria hybrid that has grown up so much, and Haworthia. And this one, look at, guys, it's huge. And I think it was like a year and a half ago or 2 years ago, I divided this and I left maybe 1/4 and it's huge again. So, but this one is a lot of fun. I really think that this is such a pretty plant. Look at close up all that like the color on the each little leaf or stick. It's so pretty. I'm a big fan of Sanseverias, and they're awesome for your space because they ventilate the air. It's really great. So guys, I'm currently in my bedroom, master bedroom, where I have some of the IKEA uh, side shelves that were very inexpensive, $15, and I have quite a bit of plants that I keep here during the summertime. Some of them are outside, but during the winter time they're back in. So I mostly have here Aloes and Haworthias, but there is also a few other plants like a Cursula and Echeverrias. So a tip for you, if you have some green color Echeverrias, you can place them somewhere where there is a little bit of less light and they will not complain. They will also require less water, but a more pink color Echeverrias will definitely stretch if you place them in areas like this one. So that's why here facing west I have Aloes and Haworthias mainly, because those are plants that are not very fussy. They're awesome. So let me show you close up how they're doing. I have Agavoides still that became like double-headed, and another Agavoides. This is lipstick, some kind of Ripsalis variety, cactus variety. I have some stones here that are decorative, together with some succulents that have similar colors, like this aloe. So I have mostly aloes and haworthias in this section, actually, guys, in the bedroom, because the light just kind of comes in the afternoon, and I thought that these plants are not very fussy and they do pretty good. This one you see is starting to stretch. I think I'm gonna move it, so I don't think it's happy here. Aloes, pretty happy. One cactus, mammillaria, and then look at all these beautiful Haworthias. After 7 years of collecting succulents, I can say now with certainty that I love Haworthias, guys. And I actually am thinking about getting some more rare variegated ones. This one I got from, I think, Home, like a succulent depot. And look at, guys, how it's doubling here. And it grew these babies also. So it was just one little plant. Grew so well. This one I got from Guest Farms. Gets a really beautiful reddish tones when stressed. There is a Limifolia that also has some beautiful stress colors. Look at this one. Oh my goodness, that one is so stressed. Looks like fall colors outside. This is more recent addition that I got from a small conservatory at Andrews University in Berrien Springs, Michigan. These were cuttings, some had roots, and this is another Echeveria Gavides. Every evening, I really love looking at these plants, guys. They're just so pretty, and it's so soothing looking at them. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it too, as much as I enjoy them. And in the next video, I'm hoping to show you my cacti collection, plants under lights, and also some new setup I have in the garage. So see you soon.